We're always trying to step up our game to see if we can get the craziest camera techniques possible. And that's something that I'm gonna try to do today.
Ready to see it take off?
I'm like so excited. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Alright, now it's no secret that I'm a big fan of 360 cameras. We've made a lot of videos about them. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They allow you to do all kinds of crazy camera moves like this. Or even this, look at me, I'm a big alien. I'm also a big fan of drones. I love flying them, I love making videos with them, but something that I haven't done yet is put a 360 camera on a racing drone. Now, by putting a 360 camera on a racing drone, I'm hoping I'll be able to discover some really sweet new camera moves that can really step our game up for our next anime film. These are some of my favorite videos we've made because they combine just the most absurd storytelling with just the craziest camera moves. We've used like GoPro gimbals to get really fast but smooth motion, and we're always trying to step up our game to see if we can get the craziest camera techniques possible. But before we proceed, let me talk about what racing drones even are. Now, you're probably familiar with something that looks like this. This is a classic DJI Phantom, and they're part of a whole breed of drones that are meant for smooth cinematography. However, the flight characteristics of a cinema drone like this is very limited. They can't really do all that much. Unlike a racing drone like this, which on top of being very fast, is also incredibly acrobatic. You can do barrel rolls and flips and get all kinds of crazy camera moves. Camera moves. It's a little like comparing a commercial airliner to a fighter jet. I'm hoping this will allow us to get some incredibly dynamic shots. Now, this is actually a video I've been wanting to do for quite some time, but I've been very hesitant up until this point because the One X is honestly like pretty much my favorite camera, and if I crash, there's a very real chance I'll break it. Fortunately today, Insta360 has agreed to sponsor this video so that if I do crash and break the camera, they'll replace it for me. Whew, that takes out a lot of worry about breaking my equipment. Makes me feel better about doing crazier stuff, so.
And with your track record.
And what?
Excuse me? You're sneezing? You about to sneeze? Oh God, back up. He's back. Oh, bless you.
All right, so I was debating whether I should put it on the Buzz or the new one, and I've decided to go with the new one because I want to fly HD. But here's the thing, I have an idea on how to mount it. I just don't know how well it's gonna work. A guy named Nurk, who is a drone racing league pilot, actually came up with this idea. It's a classic GoPro mount. So this 1/4" screw thread here will actually mount perfectly with the 360 camera. So this is the idea. It's got sticky stuff on the bottom of the mount, and I'm just gonna stick this to the drone and then put some zip ties around it to secure it in place. Hopefully, that'll work. This is about the same weight as a GoPro Hero 7, but here's the thing that concerns me, Nick. It's not so much the weight of it as much as the weight distribution. You see, this is a really tall dude here.
Yeah.
It brings the center of gravity a little further up, so it's gonna actually perform a little differently than what I'm used to. And I put the battery on backwards, dang it. So here is the camera put on it. I'm really excited, dude. I'm like so excited. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
You gotta take this to the streets.
Or the park.
Take it to the parks.
Woo, all right. Here's my transmitter. This is how I control the drone. Here are the goggles. This is how I see where the drone's going. I'm pretty much ready to fly. Let's get this thing in the air. All right. Okay, let's get to safety.
Ready to see it take off? You're up.
All right, it's flying. I haven't felt any difference in flight characteristics just yet, but I haven't pushed it very hard yet. Okay, I'm gonna do a flyby. Ready? Woo! Yeah, it's definitely requiring more thrust to stay in the air, which makes sense, it's heavier. Dude, okay. Yeah, definitely, it's got a big butt. It's got a big fat butt.
Big chungus.
Oh, all right.
That's the landing.
And that was the landing. Not a bad flight. Not a bad flight. Like, that actually flew surprisingly well. Okay, for the next battery, I'm gonna try to do some flips and rolls and power loops. I hit a tree.
You hit the tree. Oh no, it just bent. It just bent.
Look at that. That's straight down.
You cut this branch off.
Why do I do those things, Nick? This prop is bent, but the Emax ones are so durable, I can literally bend it back
And it works.
and keep flying.
Right. Wren came to me this morning with a big smile on his face. He said, Nick, I've been flying all weekend and I got some sweet footage to show you.
So this right here is the raw stitched footage from the camera, because you have one video clip from one lens and another video clip from the other lens, and the program automatically stitches this stuff. That used to be a huge process back in the day. I'm glad it's not a process anymore. But what we're seeing here is what's called an equirectangular image that's been flattened.
Equirectangular.
I'm so proud of you guys. You know, like when you're looking at a map of the Earth and Greenland and Canada look huge, it's because you take a globe, essentially, slice it down the middle, unwrap it, and then flatten it. Okay, so here's the first flight. Remember the one that I tried to go really, really slow and steady on? So I was expecting a lot more vibrations, but I didn't really get many, and the camera's able to stabilize out pretty much most of the motion.
It flew perfectly.
This is the easiest effect to do with the camera, which is the tiny planet effect. Think of like taking like the most fisheye lens possible and then pointing it straight down. It can still see all the different directions, but because of that, it creates this weird curved look. So another aspect of this is that you can actually choose your field of view to be incredibly wide, way wider than a GoPro. This is closer to like a typical GoPro style look, except it's also stabilized. There's not really any picture roll motion.
What strikes me as cool about this is that you can essentially take one shot and end up with a whole variety of shots from that one run. What the heck?
That motion blur is really
Oh man,
cool.
that's so cool.
My favorite part about doing this style of camera move is the incredible sense of speed it produces. I did this on my phone. I literally transferred the footage from the One X to my phone over Wi-Fi, processed it there, and then exported it to my phone. It makes it really easy and great for just uploading directly to Instagram or Facebook. It's really nice.
Speaking of which, if you follow the Corridor Digital Instagram, it's right there, you'll have already seen a lot of this footage
Where's
that's
it
been
at?
posted.
The link's below you right now, Wes.
So another really cool aspect that doing something like this allows me is to choose my framing after the fact at whatever orientation and zoom that I want. Here, I can turn on what's called free capture, and now I can actually like look around. So I was just flying along and there's some cars driving up and down this road, and I was careful not to fly up next to the car. However, I could still stare at the car no matter where I flew. Wow. It looks very cinematic when I do it that way, until of course the drone gets into the shot.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of freedom there. It makes me just really want to go shoot a test.
I don't think it's worth doing a full-on like narrative thing, but more of like a proof of concept narrative piece. So
I think you could follow a Frisbee in the air.
yeah. I've never chased something that's been thrown before, so I don't know if it's gonna be really easy or if it's gonna be a challenge. So when doing a narrative cinematic thing, you don't wanna see the drone at all, even if it does look cool. So I had an idea. I found this in the closet. So this is, I haven't tested this, but I think it'll be fine. This was attached down here, but now it's up here.
How is it gonna balance, dude?
Hey man, drones are powerful. By putting extra distance between the lens of the camera and the props of the drone itself, it will now appear much smaller in frame. I'm really hoping this works out.
We should go to the park.
So unfortunately, these are not the best Frisbees to actually play catch with. They're meant for Frisbee golf. So far I was unimpressed with throws that I've been seeing. How am I supposed to track a long distance throw? Yeah, I'm gonna try throwing it as far as I can. You ready?
That's 20 energy. Huh? Get the fire extinguishers!
The name Tailspin.
My name's Scythewinder.
I'm still thinking of it. I'll come back to you.
So just to begin, I think we should just do some shots where we literally are just throwing the Frisbee as far as they can. I will just try to do my best to actually like track that. So I'm gonna get my little extension pole out. This is mighty ridiculous.
That's just wrong, man.
There's nothing about this that isn't wrong. I only have 4 flights. I say we do it.
Oh, it looks a little wobbly.
It is a little wobbly though. Go! This is gonna be a challenge. Try to time the throw with my flyby. You ready? Wait. I was definitely not ready. Coming by and go. Yeah, so it turns out this is gonna be way harder than I expected. My battery's done. I gotta come in for landing.
How'd it look?
That was really hard.
Really?
Oh yeah, very hard.
Oh man.
It's just really hard to guess where the Frisbee's gonna go and how fast it's gonna get there.
And it's unpredictable with the wind and everything.
What if we just do a couple controlled shots? Maybe Wes and I time it to you.
Imagine this is Wes right here. Imagine this is Nick. You guys are here and you're throwing the Frisbee between you two. I'm just gonna be flying the drone just up and down beside you guys here. So I'll be like, go for it! All right, keep throwing, but try to throw it in sync with me going by you.
Here we go.
Yes. Yes. This is great. Oh my God, they're having their best catches yet.
Whoa.
We're finally starting to sync up on how it was actually flying by while they were throwing and they were catching it. I think we got some sweet shots there.
I felt like you got some great setup moments and even some throws. See you back at the studio.
We have the footage, and unfortunately we ran into an issue that was my fault. I didn't properly calibrate the camera.
Oh no! What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
When you calibrate the camera, you go through the menu, you hit calibrate, you put it here, then you hit calibrate, and that's how it knows where the horizon is. This is level. When I calibrated it, I did it like this. So that meant that all of the footage was like 90 degrees sideways, and I couldn't change the horizon, and that meant that I couldn't use my phone to actually do the free capture, and the desktop software wasn't able to help me there either.
So is all the footage gone? Can we use the footage? Oh man, this pause is too long for me, man.
It's like, okay, here's the thing. It was some extra work that I gave myself by doing this wrong, but we got some pretty sweet shots. We know the potential that this camera can give you from a racing drone perspective, but for a narrative standpoint here specifically, check this out.
Look at that throw.
Okay.
You see the technique behind that throw?
Oh, I see it. It's beautiful.
And the camera movement.
Okay, so yeah, this could definitely cut in. It can be like a good character intro.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Like a little charge up shot. See, what's nice about this is that not only can you look anywhere you want, I'm able to actually like zoom in.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I really like that. That's awesome. I feel like if we were actually to make an anime Frisbee short, we would just use the drone as the camera and then add a CG Frisbee.
You know what? Honestly, that's the way we should have done it, is just add a CG Frisbee. And the other definite problem I found when doing this is that even though the One X has like almost 6K resolution, to see the Frisbee I have to crop in so tight, we're looking at like a 240p version. So the camera definitely shines the wider your field of view is. So
This system is like super cool for getting those sweet establishing shots.
my biggest takeaway is don't screw yourself by uncalibrating your camera, but secondly, we needed to play to the strengths of this camera, which is big movements, big objects in frame. Anime Frisbee wasn't really the right use case for a camera like this.
We definitely learned the limitations of this rig. If we want to incorporate this for some specific shots in a narrative video, we now know that that's exactly what we have to do, and we can't just shoot the whole dang thing on it, so.
We're always trying to like push the bounds of what we can even try and do here. And you know what? We're not gonna stop. We're gonna continue experimenting, so make sure you subscribe. I did shoot a bunch of other footage, so if you wanna see some pretty sweet stuff, stay tuned right now.